So how
Okay.
have you been teaching at your school this year? Has it been all in person, online, a mix?
No, online. Throughout the
Mm.
year, I taught online, and in the next year, hopefully, it will be one-to-one class. Yes.
Hopefully so. Um, but yeah, how did you find it adapting to the online format?
Yeah, it was difficult in the beginning, and but throughout like the journey, I learned a lot. There are so many things which I didn't know, and I was very scared before my first online class, and I was thinking that how I'm gonna manage it, but everything went well, and in a week I learned all this stuff, how to do it, how to manage it, and I used Zoom for the
Yes, me
online
too.
class.
Yeah,
So
we used.
I like, yes, I like its option of muting the whole class.
I
So
know
whenever
it's
there
one.
was, yes, actually, our school management was asking us to use Microsoft Teams. And I
Oh
don't know
no.
what about the situation now with it, but at that time, it didn't have that, like, it was not user friendly, and it was very difficult. And the most important part is that it did not have this mute option. So when I gave the first class, it was horrible, and even the parents were coming during the class, and everything was upside down. So yes, so after a few months, the school management changed its mind, and they just allowed the teachers to use whichever software you or platform you want to use. And we had two options. One was the Microsoft Teams, and the other was Zoom. So I just opted for Zoom.
Oh, Zoom is better by a wide margin. The majority of my online classes this year were also over Zoom, except for one company class who used Microsoft Teams for their whole organization. And we had to use it because of an intranet that they used to protect data. They could not
Mhm.
download the Zoom software. It has not improved. You cannot mute people. You can share your
Even
screen,
now,
but you cannot. Nope, you still can't do that. You can, but you cannot make any annotations. You can't highlight areas. Zoom, for example, if you want to share your screen, you open the menu. You've got basic, advanced. Not with Microsoft Teams. If you want to
yes,
change how you're sharing your screen, you have to stop sharing and reconfigure it.
yes, that was another problem.
It's just like, oh my God, I just want to play an audio. Why do I have to do all of this?
Exactly. And
um,
let me tell you one interesting thing.
mhm.
When our school management was asking us to use Zoom, oh sorry, Microsoft Teams
Teams.
instead of Zoom. So at that time, whenever they had meeting with the teachers, they themselves used to use Zoom instead of Teams. And they were
Oh, the
asking us to use.
hypocrisy. Honestly, the probably dislike most about Microsoft Teams is the way that it displays people's video. Like in Zoom, you can choose either gallery view or speaker view. Nice and simple. In
Mhm.
Microsoft Teams, for some reason, it's like a fractal view. So the first person who joins occupies 50% of the screen. The following person occupies 25%. The following person
Yes.
12.5, 7. It's like, who thought this was a good model? Who agreed on this? Someone
Yes.
got paid for implementing that feature. The world is
Exactly,
incredible.
and I was thinking the same thing that
Mhm.
there were plenty of problems with the software, and I thought that after the passage of time they would improve it, but nothing happened like that. And it's still, I don't know who use Microsoft Teams. Maybe in like business meetings where you can have some sort of a control, like you know that the participants will not disrupt you, will not like interrupt you, maybe. Yeah,
Yes, but not 6-year-olds or 10-year-olds. Not
exactly.
ideal software. I think that one advantage that Microsoft Teams has that Zoom doesn't for business clients is the option that it has to upload files directly to the team folder. So everyone has the materials available immediately, which is
Okay.
great. But you can also use Google Drive or Dropbox or a million other alternatives. Like, it's not innovative enough to compensate for all the other faults that it has.
Yes, yes, you're right. You just email them
Exactly.
beforehand. That's all.
But
Yeah.
no, we were lucky. My academy told us, look, we're going to use Zoom.
Mhm.
I taught a summer school. In summer, I typically teach camp in England for international students, but because of COVID, it happened online. So I was thankfully familiar with the platform, but our administration were really good. They offered us a Zoom like training. They did a group call to teach us how to set up the recurring meetings for our different classes, different groups. They were quite comprehensive in their approach. So I
Okay.
was really lucky. However, they weren't that great with the rest of online teaching. But
Hmm.
they were good at explaining Zoom to us, at least.
Okay, great. So you were lucky that you
Yeah.
didn't have that restriction.
hmm Yep, we
Yeah.
were. They were actually really good about it. The previous year, in March 2020, when the pandemic measures really began being implemented, unfortunately, many students quit because their families weren't sure what would happen next. So
Mhm.
I did not work during that period for the academy, but I think during that time they used Skype, not Zoom, from
Okay.
March to June 2020. And I
Mhm.
think the user experience for teachers and students was a little lacking, not as bad as Teams, thankfully. But in September, to begin the academic year, they chose to transfer over to Zoom, which was
Okay.
the right choice, I think.
Yeah, obviously. So you mentioned that you are teaching in an academy. So what's the difference between academy and a school?
An academy, you have to pay for a membership to attend. There is a monthly fee, and class sizes are really reduced compared to what you would find at a public or comprehensive school. This year, because of
Okay.
COVID, our class size limit was 8 students, although typically
Mhm.
it is 12. And
Okay.
our classes take place predominantly in the evenings. So kids go to school, they have lunch, and then they come to practice their English in the afternoon.
Okay. So they are only taught English, or there are some other subjects as well?
Um, 90% of the classes that they offer are English, but they also offer Spanish courses for foreigners who want to come and learn in the natural
Okay.
environment, and a couple of French classes as well, although they are less popular. But it's
Okay.
all
I believe that.
languages. Mhm.
I believe that it's like language learning institute.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So,
So I think that it is comparatively very like easy to teach there?
It's been a pleasant experience when admin do not invent new paperwork and new bureaucracy to keep us busy. But because most of the people who are there are paying to be there, students are generally really motivated and eager to learn, which makes teaching classes all the more rewarding. Except for kids. The kids are there because their parents want them to be there, and some of them do not want to cooperate. But all in all, it's good. And how would you compare your experience teaching at college compared to fourth graders now?
It was very difficult to teach fourth graders. In college, you don't have that time to like control or manage the class, and I didn't have problems with like the students' behavior in college or universities. But this one, school experience was very different, and especially here in Saudi Arabia. And because it was my first year here, and the class was like based on different students who different backgrounds. So culture differences and all those things. So it was difficult for me to handle and learn the ropes, but somehow I managed.
Through perseverance and skill, you survived the school year.
Exactly, exactly. I was perseverant. Otherwise, there was a time when I was thinking to just quit and go back, but I just remain steadfast.
Well, I think anyone who teaches young children has that thought maybe once every year, just like, no, I don't want to do this forever. I quit. No, wait, no, I like teaching.
Yes, yes.
So, will you continue with the same age group next year?
Actually, it's like I'm not going to make that decision. Whatever management asks me to do, I have to do it amicably.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, in that case, I hope that whatever group you have is a joy to teach. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And I greatly enjoyed speaking to you today. Do you have any questions for me before we finish?
No, no, I don't have. It was pleasure talking to you.
Take
Okay.
care and have a
Thank
lovely
you.
evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.